And welcome to the Patriots Show. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. It is another beautiful Sunday here in Colorado. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. What are we talking about today? We are talking about how the left and the right are just one big old scam, and we're just here for the ride. And we need to stop treating politics. I'm going to say this again. I've said this before. Stop treating politics like a sporting event. You are not a part of the band. They are not coming back for you, groupie. And we need to start realizing that before it's too late. Because, yes, Jeffrey Epstein happened, and it affected both sides. And it's going to continue to affect both sides because both sides are sold out, and they have been for decades. And now more than ever, since we have the internet, we're able to realize this faster, like a split second. You could see news articles from basically across the world in a split second using X. You could see it within the second. And we need to stop basically fermenting hate, because that is basically what they want. Divide and conquer. Problem, reaction, solution. They offer the problem, the billionaires, the trillionaires bring up the problem because they're bored, because we're all freaking bored, basically. Even us simple folk are pretty bored. That's why we get so wrapped up in the soap opera. And these are the days of our lives. And we love it. We love the drama. We love it. Don't say you don't love the drama. Don't say you don't love the drama. It's one of those things where it's like we love the drama so much. We feed off of it. For example, let's go over here. Let's bring a window over here and make this full screen again, because this is amazing. I love these videos. They're fantastic. All right, let's bring up a story. I'm scrolling my Facebook over here. Let's see if we can get a. Yes, this is perfect. No one's talking about who replaced Epstein. Well, because these networks are all over the world. You find like judges constantly caught up in this, and the Catholic Church has been wrapped up in it for decades. That's why they've been moving cardinals around for decades, because they get caught. And no one is going to talk about who replaced Epstein because there are so many networks. We have no idea. We just get fed. We just get fed things when it is the right time to blow up the Ponzi scheme that they call their network. It's just like with Diddy. Same thing. Diddy do it? Do it. Yes, he probably did. I don't know. Not a lawyer. Shh. No idea. But he's doing laundry because he got too big. And you have these gambling schemes with sporting events that are getting exposed. But why are they getting exposed? We have to think about that. Why do these events get exposed? And why are we so bored that we focus on these things instead of exposing them? That's why I call it feminine politics, because women talk about people, men talk about things, and we have a bunch of dudes talking about people instead of things. So it's like that Spider-Man thing where they're all pointing at each other. But the fact is that we love to complain, but we don't like to solve things. We don't like to fix things. We love to complain about it because we all require a savior in some way, shape, or form. We do. We thrive for the savior to come and save us. because some things are really big and some things just, it's just the weight of that said thing, whether it's Epstein, whether it's the presidential campaign, whether it's anything in general. It's like, for the most part, nobody is here to save you. They aren't supposed to save you. They aren't supposed to hold your hand through life. You're supposed to figure it out. But the problem is, we don't come with a manual. We don't come with a manual. So it's nice to have some kind of a mentor, if that is possible to even have in the first place, because most people don't have that backbone, because Western society is meant to be alone. We are meant to be alone, because we tell our parents, screw you, I'll do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. You don't know me. You don't know what it's like. And the parents like scratching his heads like, oh, I'm literally 40 plus years old. What do you mean I don't know what it's like? That's already been done before. Millions of people are growing up all at the same time. You're not original. You're not original. That's why it's funny when I'm doing Uber, and I get some like young person in the car. They're like, "Do you think my dad's gonna know I smoked weed?" I'm like, I'm like thinking like he's probably smoking weed right now. Do you think they're gonna know I'm drunk? It's like, they're probably drunk right now because they have to put up with your dumb ass, It's like everything's been done. Everything's been done before. And the Epstein thing, that goes back to the Republicans in the 1990s, 1980s, when they were, running blackmail out of Washington, D.C. Can't think of it. It was like the Callboys, like the Barney Frank or whatever thing that happened with the young conscripts in Congress and the White House. I don't know what it's called, but that did happen. That's another version of the Epstein. And blackmail runs deep in politics because it's leverage. When you have something on somebody, that is leverage. And do you think that politicians don't use that on a daily basis? Like, you remember that when you scratched my back, I'll scratch you back. Remember when I caught you with that prostitute? I'm not going to tell your wife, but you got to vote like this. That's where we're at. That is the definition of human nature. We love to blackmail each other. We love to hold things over people's heads because it makes us feel better about ourselves. It makes us feel better about our own shortcomings. It does. It just does. And that's a sick, sad fact. And sometimes when you help people, they bring you down too. I've had many, I've had some friends that have been more detrimental in trying to help than like anything in my life. It's like people, you can't save everybody, and not everybody is worth saving, because some people are just them. Some people are just the way they are, and no matter what you do, you cannot help them. And that's another thing with the blackmail and holding things against other people. And it's like some things just are just meant to be just left alone. Because I remember an old college teacher of mine said, no matter what you do, you can do 1,000 things right. You can do 1,000 things right over and over again. But that one time you screw up, that's going to be held over your head for the rest of your life, because it's like you crash that you crash that piece of heavy equipment. Your entire construction site that you worked with is going to remember that time you, you crashed that excavator. Remember that time? Yeah, but that was like 5 years ago. Yeah, but you remember that time? I do that to my wife too. Remember that time where you put your credit cards in you somewhere and you lost them, and you were like freaking out and so on and so forth? Remember that time? Yeah, that was funny. Yes, because it's also humor. But going back to the Epstein thing, yes, these people need to be held accountable. The Clintons need to be held accountable. They I don't know if they were part of it. They say don't know. Well, whatever. But everybody involved needs to be held accountable, but they're not going to be, because they are too big to fail. Because we love to bail things out. It goes back to friends. Some things, as I said, some things are not worth saving. And that's the sick hard truth. And the banks and all of these politicians and power elites that are wrapped up in this Epstein mess, they got their bodily parts stuck in the cookie jar. If I did that kind of thing, I'd go straight to jail. What makes you so important? Oh, a few $1 billion, big whoop-de-doo. People can go broke overnight. What's the big deal? It comes back to the blackmail. They know stuff, and they could bring other people down for other things. It just goes around and round circles. It's like the duck, duck, goose. Someone's gonna be the goose. Someone's always the freaking goose, and that goose can sometimes shouldn't find a seat. At the at the cakewalk. Because the music stops, but not every chair needs to be filled. All right, guys. Hope everybody has a wonderful Sunday. I'm going to go watch some football and play some Arc Raiders and chill. You get ready for a busy week and rock on, people. Just be nice to each other. Okay, bye.